Corruption is a form of dishonesty by a person in a position of authority for personal benefit. It includes activities such as bribery and embezzlement, among others. Let's join hands with the EFCC to bring corruption to the barest minimum for a better Nigeria. Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
On the program today, we have reports of happening in and around the EFCC, including updates on ongoing cases in courts and a conviction report from a special offences court in Lagos. Sit back, relax as the program continues right after this timeout.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them over to Igbo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh. Women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health and call, we no see. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
The United Arab Emirate is fully committed to supporting the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) in the discharge of its mandate of fighting corruption in Nigeria. The Emirate's new envoy in Nigeria, Fahad Al-Tafat, made the pledge during a familiarization visit to the headquarters of the EFCC in Abuja. Amina Kawa has more.
The envoy, who was received by EFCC acting chairman Ibrahim Magu, said he was at the EFCC to acquaint himself with the work of the agency. Fahad Al-Tafat noted that he had been fully appraised of the tremendous work of the Muhammadu Buhari administration in fighting corruption and violent extremism before he arrived the country. The ambassador promised to do everything possible to assist the EFCC in the areas of capacity building, technical support, and intelligence sharing. Al-Tafat assured that his country already has a robust anti-money laundering framework with an anti-money laundering unit domiciled at the country's central bank. In his response, Magu thanked the envoy for the visit and assured him that he would return the gesture. He also briefed the envoy of recent engagements between the EFCC and the UAE that culminated in the signing of a number of bilateral agreements that have increased the tempo of cooperation between Nigeria and the UAE in matters of corruption, money laundering, and organized crimes. Amina Kawa, reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Thank you, Amina, for that report. Acting Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, has identified transparency and accountability as essential ingredients in the fight against corruption. Magu made this disclosure while delivering a speech entitled Transparency and Accountability, Role in Nation Building. Rolakia Odofinjolayemi has more on this.
The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, has identified betrayal of public trust as the worst crime any public officer can commit against humanity and called for all hands to be on deck to fight corruption for a better Nigeria. The anti-graft czar made this remark while delivering a speech entitled Transparency and Accountability, Role in Nation Building at the inauguration of Public Transparency and Accountability Project, PTAP, organized by Grassroots Accountability Advocacy Foundation, GAAF, which held in Abuja. According to Magu, sustainable anti-corruption procedures like transparency and accountability are vital tools to achieving good governance at all levels of government, adding that transparency and accountability in government business are mutually inclusive and not exclusive mandates. Magu, who was represented by Head Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit of the EFCC, Samin Ahmadin, further stated that the successes recorded so far by the Commission would not have been possible without the embedded core values of the EFCC, such as integrity, transparency, courage, professionalism, and leadership. He described accountability and transparency as oxygen to the EFCC in carrying out its mandates.
The mandate of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, by the Act setting it up, is to fight corruption by enforcing all economic and financial crimes laws, as well as preventing the commission of such crimes through education, sensitization, and enlightenment of the public. We cannot forget too quickly that before the establishment of the EFCC, the country's image was at a very low ebb in the Committee of Nations, with the country being regarded as a community of fraudsters, money launderers, corrupt public officials, etc. It was as a result of this negative image that the government of the day, determined to change the narrative, the negative narrative, created the EFCC in 2003. Since inception, the Commission has set out to drive ambitious and focused operational programs targeted at curbing these crimes and bringing to book those who brought notoriety to our image and those who plundered our commonwealth. Some of these unscrupulous individuals have been brought to justice and their ill-gotten wealth seized from them and returned to their victims, be they individuals, corporate bodies, agencies or tiers of government, or even foreign nationals. At the moment, several cases of corruption are being prosecuted in courts all over the country. The Commission, determined not to relent in its efforts at ridding the country of economic and financial crimes, and effectively coordinating the domestic efforts of the global fight against money laundering, terrorist financing and corruption in all its ramifications, has between January and June this year recorded over 140 convictions, even as it recorded 187 convictions in 2017. These convictions include that of a former senior advocate of Nigeria and 2 ex-governors who are currently serving their jail terms. The Commission goes about its assignment determined to alter the general perception that some persons are above the law.
While calling on the public to ask unsettling questions and demand answers from those entrusted with public funds, Magu said the Commission adheres to all applicable laws and ethical standards, abhors conflict of interest, protects the rights of victims of economic and financial crimes, and respects the rights of those under investigation and prosecution. In her opening speech, founder Grassroots Accountability Advocacy Foundation, GAAF, Genevieve Ifoma Anthony, said the only weapon that could be used in fighting corruption was to hold the office holders accountable for their actions. According to her, corruption, hard as it may seem to dislodge from our culture, is a scourge we must fight with all our might and strength to eliminate, because it is the greatest threat to the success of public policy, the achievement of sustainable human development, and the successful management of economic and social resources.
Ultimate goal is to strengthen democratic processes in Nigeria by promoting the effectiveness of institutions that support democracy and restoration of citizens' confidence in their governments through thorough stakeholders' engagement, advocacy, and anti-corruption campaigns.
Rolla Keld of Injolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health we no see. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
Justice Muhammad Idris of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, has dismissed a no-case submission filed by a former governor of Abia State, Orji Uzor in his bid to stop his trial over an alleged 7.1 billion naira fraud. Amina Kawawa again has the details.
The former governor of Abia State, Orji Uzor, alongside his former commissioner for finance and accounts, Jones Odiogu, and the company, Slok Nigeria Limited, have been prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on second for the amended 39-count charge bordering on money laundering to the tune of 7.1 billion naira. The EFCC, through its counsel, Rotimi Jacobs, SAN, had on Friday, May 11, 2018, closed its case against the defendants after the conclusion of evidence given by a prosecution witness, Chidi Chukwuwaka. During the May 11, 2018 proceedings, the prosecution counsel had also moved an oral application to amend the charge against the defendants. However, the defense led by Awakalu, SCN, had on May 28, 2018 filed a no-case submission on behalf of their clients, which is subsequently adopted as their written address. In his short ruling on the no-case submission, Justice Idris held that the prosecution had established a prima facie case against the defendants to warrant them opening their defense. The judge said, and I quote, "You have explanations to make." Following the ruling, one of the defense counsel, Godi Uchi, SCN, informed the court that the lead counsel to the defendants, Awa Kalu, SCN, had written to notify the court that Kalu had an appointment to undergo surgery abroad. He therefore prayed the court to adjourn the matter to September 10, 2018 to enable the first defendant, Kalu, to open his defense. In his response, Jacobs urged the court to adjourn further proceedings to the first week of September, saying that the President of the Court of Appeal has directed that the matter must be concluded before the end of September 2018. Consequently, Justice Idris adjourned the case to September 10, 2018 for the defendants to open their defense. Amina Kawa reporting for the Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC Legal Zonal Office has arraigned 3 officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) before Justice Muslim Hassan of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, on an 8-count charge bordering on conspiracy, diversion of public funds, and money laundering to the tune of 179,800,000 naira. Again, Rolake Odofin Jolayemi tells us more.
The defendants Yemi Akiwumi, Atiba Dixon, and Ogumodede Oladayo were alleged to have collected the slush funds from a former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Dizani Alison Madweke, in the build-up to the 2015 presidential elections. Investigation revealed that the money was disbursed to some chieftains and members of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), as well as some retired staff of INEC in Ogun State, in order to compromise the 2015 general elections. The defendants pleaded not guilty to the charge preferred against them. In view of their pleas, the prosecution counsel Nnemeka Omewa asked the court for a trial date and also prayed that the defendants be remanded in prison custody. However, counsel to the defendant, Ayo Ogungbeson, moved an oral application for bail on behalf of his clients. In refusing the bail application, the judge held that the defense counsel must make a formal application for bail on behalf of his clients. Consequently, Justice Hassan adjourned the matter for hearing of the bail application and ordered the defendants to be remanded in prison custody. Rolla Keldofin-Jolaimi, reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh, women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health and call, we no see. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
If you're just joining us, the program is still The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. You too can be part of this program by sending your comments and contributions to The Eagle at efccnigeria.org. Next is a conviction report of one Okoro Samuel Uchechukwu, who bags a 10-year jail term. Rolake Odofin-Jolaimi is our guide.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC Lagos Zonal Office, has secured the conviction and sentencing of Mr. Okoro Samuel Uchechukwu before Justice Mojisola Dada of the Special Offences Court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos. The convict had defrauded one Onoja Usman, Managing Director, Luvonus Trust and Investment Limited, by falsely claiming that he had $130,000 to sell to him. He was subsequently arraigned alongside his company, J. Jingo Nigeria Limited, on a 2-count charge bordering on stealing and obtaining money by false pretense to the tune of 41,600,000 naira sometime in January 2018. When the charges were read to him, he pleaded not guilty, thereby setting the stage for his full trial. The prosecution counsel, S.O. Daji, in the course of the trial, which commenced on February 5, 2018, tendered several documents that were admitted in evidence by the court and presented witnesses who testified against the defendant. Delivering her judgment, Justice Dada held that the defendants and their counsel admitted that the said sum was paid by the prosecution witness. She said the act of stealing has been established against the defendants in line with Section 282 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State and thereby convicted him on Count 1. On Count 2, Justice Dada held that the action of the defendant amounts to obtaining by false pretense since he had an intention to defraud and as such convicted him on the count. According to her, the witnesses have established the offenses against the defendant as they were directly linked to the case, and this settles the argument. She further stated that the Lagos State Administration of Criminal Justice Law is clear that no sinner must go unpunished and no saint punished unjustly. Accordingly, she sentenced the convict to 10 years imprisonment. Justice Dada also ordered that all the defendant's assets, both movable and immovable, wherever they may be traced to in the country, be forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria. Rolla Keldofin-Jolaimi, reporting for The Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode of The Eagle. You too can be part of this program by sending your inquiries and suggestions to The Eagle at efccnigeria.org, or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC or Official EFCCNG@gmail.com. You can like our page on facebook.com/Official EFCC or follow us on Twitter at Official EFCC. And of course, you can visit our Instagram page at Official EFCC. To watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/Official EFCC. My name is Aisha Muhammad. Always remember that a public office is a public trust, and do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Goodbye, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.